Can you believe it? We're back. I've been gone. Well, okay. Sorry. We've been gone for a couple weeks now because I had a 10-day show in Indianapolis. And then I had a show in Ohio. And
we have been gone for a little
while.
while.
So that's like 3 weeks.
Oh, maybe somebody missed us.
You know what? I really hope somebody out there did because how many times have I told you this past fall that we have to make this consistent every week? And then it's my fault that we drop off the wagon. That's my fault, ladies and germs. I'm taking responsibility for it. We're going to try to make up for it this week. I've already given Louisa her marching orders that we have to do 3 and stack them up for the month. So
I think you have a pretty good quote excuse for why we haven't been doing the podcast.
Yeah, but you know what?
I mean, I understand what you're saying. I get both sides of it.
You know what? I could have called in though. Didn't we
One
try
day
this? Didn't we try the call-in option on the podcast?
I don't actually know if we ever have.
I think
we've talked about it. Maybe you tried it with somebody else.
Who else am I going to try it with?
I don't know.
There's a function on our podcast device that if you switch it up, you can, instead of using the microphone cords, you can plug in a phone. But I have a sneaking suspicion it's not going to be as good sound quality. Anyway,
yeah,
we're back now. This week's movie was my pick. And I'm going to tell everybody up front, Louisa hated it. She didn't like it. She will never say that she hated it, but
I didn't like it.
Okay, there you go. All right, what do I know? She will say it. Allegro non troppo. And here's what I think. Just to give everybody the background, Bruno Bozzetto's 1976 film, Allegro non troppo, is a satirical Italian tribute to Disney's Fantasia. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's a high watermark for Louisa because, first of all, Disney fan, which I am not, but she definitely is. And Fantasia is kind of the gold standard for blending of the symphony, music, and animation. Mm-hmm. And it's an older movie. It's kind of the, what would you call it, like the flagship film product of Disney. It's right up there. It's not as old as Steamboat Willie, but it's it was one of their, it came before everything, didn't it?
I mean, it was early.
Yeah.
For sure. But they had some things under their belt, I think, maybe. I don't know.
So, Allegro non troppo blends black and white live action with color animation set to classical music. I found out about this from Instagram. Oh, and as always, Critique-Opolis is brought to you by Hey Honey at heyhoney.biz. I do have a honey-based recipe that Louisa found for you last minute because I'm terrible at my job. But Allegro came out I think I was a year old in 76. So it's an older movie. Themes range from evolution to social satire, notably featuring a heartbreaking sequence with a cat. And did you listen to the podcast that we made up in AI for this?
I did, yeah.
So I understood the themes in the animation sequences, mm-hmm. but it's always good to have these reviews through the AI podcast to really kind of like put it into words for you before we talk about it.
I think it made a lot more sense to me when I read it. It's not verbal. What do you say? It's not verbally, but
well, it's all.
I mean, I understood.
There's no verbiage in the animations, not really.
No, that's not what I'm trying to say. I understood. Like, I knew how the movie was broke down in the different parts, different styles of music, and the different styles of, topics of animation, but then, like, to see it in print was just, like, a reminder. I guess that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, even one day after having seen it, there were, about 5 different animated sequences?
Yeah, 4 or 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And also, I think we watched it in 2 parts.
We did.
So, like, when I was reading it back, I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that part. Because all the different sections of animation and music were different. Or were, like, very separate from one another.
So,
Or I thought.
the movie starts out with what is a producer figure who's dressed in. I would have loved to have seen that jacket he was wearing in color.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Because it was so detailed and curly cues on it and
Yes, because
paisleys and
the people part of this movie was all in black and white, just
all
FYI.
in black and white. There was the producer person who gets a call from Fisney or something, because he can't say Disney because of copyright things. And he has this idea that he's talking about. He's breaking the fourth wall and talking with the audience about this animation that he's making with the symphony. And then he gets a call from pseudo Disney to say, "Hey, we've already made this in Hollywood. Don't."
Yeah.
And if you can watch it for free on YouTube, but you have to select the auto translate because it's in Italian. The conductor is just kind of a brute and a bully, and he actually pulls out the orchestra. It's not even really an orchestra. It's an orchestra of old ladies that they keep in a pen, and they herd them out like cattle.
Yep. And
it
sounds so bizarre, friends, but it's really true.
And you know what was funny about the animator? There was one animator who was supposed to be drawing the animation as the music was playing, which is you understand it as the animation comes to life when the music is playing, but one animator can't do. It takes months and years to make an animation. You can't do this while you're listening to the music.
Yeah.
But they make a commentary that you kind of have to see and have it explained back to you to understand why they presented this animator like this. He was a prisoner, and the conductor pulls him out. He's like chained up in a cell.
Yeah,
and
to the wall.
And he chains him to his drawing desk. And it's after we listen to the AI breakdown of it, it's really kind of obvious because animation is such a laborious process, and they weren't really well compensated, and they work long hours, and it's just a total grind. And then I think that is that's kind of the lore of what Disney animators, what their life was like for many, many years. You just go in and you're drawing pictures all day until late at night, and you go home, come back to it. It was just like a regular job. Only instead of shoveling coal, you were drawing pictures. And Bozzetto just kind of reframed it as these people are really just prisoners. So there's interludes between the black and white portion of
animated musical interludes.
Yeah, but the animated and all of the animations have a theme to them, and the themes are. Some of them are lighthearted, but the one with the cat at the end is very
sad.
It's sad.
It's emotional.
Because that's the one that's the most grounded and true to life. But like the live action portion in black and white is really just takes place on the stage between the producer and the orchestra conductor and the orchestra of old ladies and this lone animator who seems to be developing a crush on. But she's like a stagehand girl. Yeah. I guess just to go through the animations, like the first one was about that imp I think it was a commentary on how aging is unforgiving.
Yep, that sounds right. Yep.
Because it's just this little imp with hooves, and he's older, and he's a little heavier, you remember?
Yeah.
And he's trying to beautify himself. He's having, like, the fairies and everything put makeup on him and do his hair, and he's trying to reclaim his youth because he's in this just kind of fantasy world surrounded by beautiful women who want nothing to do with him because he's little and aging and clumsy. And these maidens are just walking around, and it's 1970s animation. They're just kind of ignoring him and pushing him off. And the commentary is just how this is what happens to male vanity, and this is what happens to men as they age. I think the same could probably be said for women, though, right? Like, men kind of use money as a crutch, and
I think both parties are guilty. I think in this particular, scenario, it was the little
imp
or nymph or whatever. And he just, like, happened to be the male, and then there were, like you said, these beautiful ladies all walking around and just ignoring him, but I'm sure it happens the other way around also.
Do you remember what they said in the AI about at the very end of that bit? He's just walking alone on an open plane, and the camera pulls back to reveal that the plane is just a giant woman.
Yeah.
It was something to do with, especially as you age, you're just surrounded by this. It's not just one here or there. It's you see it all over. It's your entire existence. And until you find someone, it feels like you're surrounded by the opposite sex that doesn't want you, and all you can concentrate on is how time is ticking by. I know I'm not. I can tell right now as we're talking about this, I am not selling this movie, but it's kind of for like. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say that I was just gonna say that it would be hard to sell and or explain this movie. To me, watching it, it was like all over the place.
Didn't you find it helpful though, listening to the breakdown of like what these themes were? Like outside of like being convinced to watch it, I wanted to see it just because we watched somebody else on Instagram who reviews old animations, and I didn't even know this was a genre, but there are a number of cartoons and animations that have heavy tones to them. Like there's many of them, and I thought The Secret of Nim was the only one, but I have an attraction to these kind of like Watership Down. Did you ever see that?
No, I've never heard of that.
That was about rabbits and infighting between the same races, and it was brutal, and it was an animation. I told you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to work real hard to cut the ums out of my conversation, but watching it, I remember very vividly having just this kind of reaction, like it was a painful, like, tug at your heart to watch these emotions play out in a cartoon. But I kept wanting to see it. It's weird. It's like the closest thing I could compare it to is like a parent who treats a child badly, but the child knows the parent loves them, and so they keep returning, hoping to feel different. I should say that. Do you have up in your notes there what Allegro non Troppo is? Because when you translate it, it means.
So it's Italian.
Yeah.
And when you translate it to English, it means fast but not too much. So Allegro means fast.
Right. And non troppo means not too much, but normally the phrase is Allegro something Troppo. Doesn't it say that in the notes? It doesn't?
I don't know. They talked about it a bit more on the podcast. The AI.
Not really that happy. Oh, here it is.
Okay.
Its title is a play on the musical term Allegro ma non troppo.
Oh, yes. Okay, you're right. Yeah, I remember this.
Fast, but not too much. Without the ma, the title can be interpreted as not so fast or not really that happy, signaling it's a more cynical tone compared to Disney's product. So, let's see. I don't know if I want to go through all of the satire and working conditions. I mentioned that about the animator chained to the wall. Do we have anything about the other animations? Like there was the one about God, how it had a eye in a triangle looking down, and a hand was made out of clay, and it kept trying to create something, but it was screwing up all of these combinations. Like there was a hand and foot combination, but it wasn't really a.
Oh yeah, yep.
And then eventually, it became a person? How did that?
Yeah, eventually it became Adam and Eve.
That's the one. Okay, so it became Adam and Eve. This was the re-engineered story of Adam and Eve. So the tree of knowledge springs up, and a serpent arrives and brings Eve the apple, and both of them are like, no, our life's good, we don't want it. And they do this without words, of course, and they walk off. So the serpent is like, well, shit, I'll eat it. So he eats it and instantly regrets it. Yep. Because he goes through all the processes that happen to Adam and Eve. Like how did it play out? Like, it ends up, the serpent ends up with legs and arms and then wearing a suit. Oh. You remember this? Yeah. And then becoming a bureaucrat. And it's driving and with a hat. And he has like a job. And then he bumps into Adam and Eve again, and he's trying in hysterics to describe what has happened to him. Yep. And he ends up spitting out the apple and losing the arms and legs and just like slithers off. And I guess the message there was the fruit of knowledge, I don't know, I wouldn't say the fruit of knowledge, but how do I want to say this? The AI said it very well, but I kind of want to put it in my own verbiage.
I'm not sure what you're trying to say, but I would say the forbidden fruit.
Well, not just the fruit, but what would have ended up happening to Adam and Eve.
Oh, had they eaten...
taking on a desire to advance and build cities and technology and all these kind of things, it would have created an existence that was so awful, not even the devil himself would have wanted it, which is why the serpent spit it out. There was another about conformity. All these people who lived in the mountain, and the one guy came out and wanted his own space, and then built a hut. And then all the people in the mountain see this guy build a hut, and they follow him out. They build their own huts, and he gets all pissed off and runs off and builds his own, like a more advanced house, and they do the same thing. And then before you know it, a city springs up. I don't want to give away how like all of these end, but was the other one about the spaceship with the backwash Coke that was like the spaceship takes off and the travelers have left a near finished bottle of Coca-Cola Don't you remember this?
I don't remember that part.
They left a near-finished bottle of Coca-Cola just sitting in the ground, and then over time, the sludge of that Coca-Cola springs forth life,
Oh, yeah, okay.
and they become these
Oh, that
weird
turns into
shaped-
the dinosaur kind of.
these pseudo dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And they just go through life. They fight with each other. The Ice Age comes, and they try to destroy one another, and it was a very prophetic kind of movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that's why it's hard to quote unquote sell it, but I do believe that it's good for people to see reminders in movies about what is happening in their life and how history repeats itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was interesting watching this movie because, I mean, it's from what? How many years ago was that?
76, so 49.
Okay. So we'll just say it's from 50 years ago, and the themes that were shown in this movie are very relevant today. I mean, no. They're very relevant today, but they're also relevant in the past and in the future. Like, it was...
They're like Aesop's fables. They don't change.
Yeah, there you go. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The one that I liked the best, I think, because I really didn't care for this movie. It was really weird.
Here, I'm going to point it out for people who are just joining us. I love the unusual and when things are out of place. I think that's when you get the biggest spotlight put on the truths of the world. Louisa, it makes her very uncomfortable when you see anything that is structurally or biologically, I don't know, would say out of place, but malformed, or if something is being recreated, it's recreated in a way to make you change your perspective on something, but the malformation of it makes you very uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Like clowns or anything surreal. Louisa does not do well with surreal anything.
No.
And I love that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like anything with, okay, so I made an image in Google Gemini for my Instagram page. And there was a painting I had in my bedroom when I was a kid of a clown in kind of a aqua-ish oil painting, like just in a room. You couldn't really make out the walls. And he was just kind of sitting there with his head in his hand, and he had a balloon. And I've never been able to, because there's thousands of those. And I wanted to see if I could recreate it. So I kind of recreated it in AI. It wasn't like a menacing clown or anything. He just had like a yellow cone hat on. And I work in honey, and Louisa loves polar bears, so I had him sitting on a chair watching a small table in the corner of a polar bear and a honeybee playing chess. And when I showed it to her, she liked the polar bear and the honeybee, but in the foreground, the big picture is the clown, not doing anything, just sitting there watching. Totally made her uncomfortable. I think it's a good picture, but you're like, I don't like that clown. Because he's not doing anything. He's watching. He's a spectator. That's it.
It's still a clown.
Anyway, the AI gave us some interesting questions about this movie. Explain how autism is linked.
Oh, I saw that one.
I want to see this. I didn't even realize this. How autism is linked to the difference of intelligence. The link between autism and the development of intelligence is rooted in the fundamental shift in how humans perceive their environment, moving from a strictly biological focus to a structural and artificial one. According to the sources, autism provides the subversive spark that allows the human species to break free from evolutionary constraints and develop the unique form of intelligence that defines modern humanity, which means if you don't have autism, you wouldn't like this movie. I'm just kidding. It doesn't mean that. Nature of autism is perceptual catalyst. Primary link between autism and the intelligence development lies in conspecific perception. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Me neither. The natural tendency for organisms to prioritize the presence and activities of their own species. So, weakened social focus. Autism is characterized by a weakened sense of conspecific perception, meaning autistic individuals are less naturally attuned to other humans and social cues. I kind of knew that without reading that. I don't know how this relates necessarily. I don't see how this has anything to do with the movie, though.
I don't either.
I think there are elements of this movie that I don't even know if they had autism as a definition for mental illness in '76.
I highly doubt it.
Yeah, the first time I heard about autism was in Rain Man.
Mm-hmm.
And that was '86. Probably 10 years later. How does Allegro and Troppo serve as a parody of Disney's Fantasia? I could do that, but that's easy. How about what are the most memorable and animated segments of the film? We kind of covered those. But what specifically did you... There's got to be stuff that... Because we got halfway through and you're like... Like, what made you uncomfortable? Was it the animation? Was it the... Because it wasn't, like, violent or gory or anything. It was just, like... Was it that it was referencing Fantasia and...
Well...
Because the AI did say that, and they were kind of right, Disney fans are territorial.
I think... Yes, initially the comparison of this movie to Fantasia in that it was like a animated orchestral movie.
Odyssey, almost.
And it really didn't... I don't know that I would compare the two. Like...
I don't remember Fantasia that well. Were there big themes in it, or was it more just fantasy?
I mean, I think it was more fantasy. I think it was like just a lot of fun, like quirky, weird animation set to music.
When we were watching Allegro, did you see were you acutely aware of the themes? About how, like, man destroys itself, or...
No, I think I had to watch it and think about it later.
What about, the one with the guy who left the mountain caves and built his own place, and then everybody followed him and built their own huts, and... people do that. People do that crap. That's why it's impossible for people to find anything unique and original before it becomes overrun by the hipsters.
I definitely understood that theme while watching it, for sure.
Did you understand the imp one? The imp one about, like, male vanity and aging and not being desired?
Not initially, because that was the first theme in the movie. I understood the, for their version of Adam and Eve. I definitely got that.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't mention it, but my favorite part of this movie was the bee who was trying to have a picnic in the bed of flowers and was trying to also watch TV at his picnic, or her picnic maybe, and she kept getting I wouldn't say distracted. What do you say?
Trampled on by these two lovers who
were just two people who were just like having a romantic, whatever you want to call it,
tryst, and
and
they're just rolling around and making
in
love
the same
and,
spot that she's trying to have her picnic, and she just gets frustrated because she's done all this work, and here these two people are, and they don't care for her, and she doesn't. I mean, they don't. Neither party notices each other, and they're just doing what they want to do. And in the end,
well, she noticed them,
yeah, that's true, but they didn't notice her.
right? And in the end,
Do we say that?
you can say that. That's not giving away the movie.
In the end, she stings the guy
Yeah.
in his butt.
So karma gets
And it gets
served.
back, yeah. So I really like that because I like flowers. So I loved, I was like, oh, this is really nice. This is the part that I've been waiting for, a part that I like. But I like the cat part too. I think what you were asking a few minutes ago about, well, I don't remember exactly, but what threw me off
What
was
made you uncomfortable about it?
the
Why
blo-
you didn't like it?
Oh, okay, well, okay, I can answer that.
Okay.
But what threw me off was the live black and white, and then going to the animation and the music, and going back and forth. That because those were all very different to me. Were all very different stories. So
Oh, yeah.
trying to follow in my brain, trying to follow.
Oh, you were trying to connect them.
Yeah, and I couldn't.
Oh, yeah, they're not.
And they're not. You couldn't connect them.
You're
They
not
weren't
the-
supposed to be
Right.
connected. But I was looking for a way that they connected, and so I think that was hard.
So, like, if you, not to say, we're not going to watch it again, but if you were to watch this in 10 years, would you have a different appreciation for it?
Quite possibly, yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes, I actually thought while we were watching it, I was thinking I'll have to watch this again on my own while we're leading up to recording because I think I understand it, but I also feel like I don't.
Well, it's like
Because-
each animation has its own theme.
yeah,
and then
and
it's set to, they're all set to different pieces of classical music, which I could flip through our notebook and find all the different, I know Bolero was one of them. That was the first or the second one.
Mm-hmm.
But Valse Triste or Jean Sibelius, the segment on the tabby cat, that was the one that was really grounding.
Mm-hmm.
Just walking around this shell of a house and imagining, recreating the house in the cat's mind.
Mm-hmm.
You get the impression that the cat used to live there when there was a family there and there was activity in the house.
Yeah.
One person's playing the piano, another person's in the kitchen, another person's in the sitting room, and the cat is just going through its life, walking through the different rooms and getting affection from the family that lives there, only to, get snapped into reality when it's trying to rub up against one of its owner's legs. There's nothing there, and
Right.
and falls, and in the end, a wrecking ball just destroys the house.
Mm-hmm.
This is a neat little clip here. It depicts a solitary, scared tabby cat wandering through the ruins of a demolished apartment building. As the cat roams, its memories flesh out, showing the building full of life and laughter to the humans who once lived there. Critics and fans alike describe it as genuinely heartbreaking and one of the most beautiful sequences in animation history. The film's director uses the orchestra's reaction immediately following this piece to mock the heavy-handed heartbreak the audience has just experienced. So, yeah, the Coca-Cola bottle with the rise of life on some foreign planet with the pseudo dinosaurs that we referred to earlier.
Mm-hmm.
That was set to Bolero,
Yep. Okay.
and then Prelude à la prise midi d'une faune. Anyone who speaks French is just totally repulsed at what I just said, by Claude Debussy. features an elderly sitter who makes futile comedic attempts to rapture his youth and virility. That was the first one. The Firebird by Stravinsky was the Adam and Eve story. There's a lot of great music in it. How'd you feel about the music?
I really like the music, actually. I really like the music.
There's the other nice thing. If you like animation, there's no talking
Yeah.
in any of the
And so
animation.
the music really comes through.
That's the entire audio component.
Yeah, I love the music. That was one thing I really liked.
I'm trying to think if there was... I didn't want this to ever be a podcast where we recommend a movie. If you like animation, you should see it. But just understand that, you know, because we've never met the people who listen to this. Like, everybody has a different experience with animation. If you're more like Louisa and you like the lighthearted, tender Disney fare, I don't know that it would be for you. But if you are a student of history and you like something that... I'll tell you, you know what? The reason why I like this, I like seeing themes communicated in ways outside of print.
Mm-hmm.
Because they just land so much better.
I think I would say to people, if you were at all interested, I would give it a chance. I would watch it, but I would start watching it, but I would just say I'm not good at being concise. I would not personally talk about this movie with comparison to Disney's Fantasia. I don't think it's... I see what the
why
connection,
they did it, yeah.
why they do it, but I really don't think it's like kind of how I feel about like all the it's funny to bring it up, but all the animated Disney movies that have been made, and now they're going back and making live action versions.
Ugh.
And a lot of and I, being a fan, I will go see those movies, but then everybody's like, so what did you think? Because they know what a fan of
It's almost
the
like
animated Disney.
Yeah, it's almost like you go to get let down.
And I think to I would say combat that, you have to go with the mindset that you're going to see it's just a live action version of The Little Mermaid or a live action version of Beauty and the Beast. It's not that's loosely based on the animation. It's not gonna be the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, they're casting them differently. For example, they're adding new songs. I mean, it's almost very different than the animated. So I don't think you can really compare.
It's almost like it's a parallel universe.
Yeah.
It's like everything is, you can see where the source material, all you can see in the correlation is source material.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
it. It's its own story.
That's exactly it. It's its own story, and I think that...
You know what it's like? It's almost like somebody took an original painting and they poured water on it. Not enough to destroy the original, but some of those colors run off into another canvas. They let the original dry and they take it away.
It's a good way
and
to say it, yeah.
they use the colors that have run off to make their own new painting.
Mm-hmm.
So you see all these you see the shadows of the source material, but it's a new story.
Yeah, it's a brand new story. It's not,
And people have a hard time with that. I think often with you know what a fan I am of Point Break, and I refuse to see the second one, or not the second one, the reimagining of it. Like, there is nothing in that holds any luster for me. I like the original.
Yep.
This is like new guys with they just kind of modified the story to use extreme sports in the 2020s or 20 teens or whenever it was made. But it's not. I like the original for in and of itself. I think viewers sometimes want to know what happened to that character or that actor playing that character.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you'll get sequels. But when you start changing the character or the actor who plays him, or you try to reimagine the original piece 30 or 40 years later, like your original audience, it's real hard to hold on to them because hey, we already had this one thing. Why do I want to see
Another right?
Yeah, like when they remade Ghostbusters, and not to make fun of the all-female cast, but that was a really tough sell.
Mm-hmm.
When I already saw Ghostbusters
Right.
with the original, with Ernie Hudson and Bill Murray and
Yeah, the
and
original.
all those guys. Like I know the story, so like
Mhm.
switching up the characters doesn't necessarily do anything for me.
Yeah.
That's where I come out. What were you supposed to remind me of?
You have a recipe.
Yeah, see, I had to remind you to remind me. Well, actually, again, this was.
I wasn't gonna
Louise's-
let us be done before
Okay.
you talked about that.
Well. Oh, this was in Facebook. I put this. So. Unbelievable.
Hmm.
I freaking lost it.
Let me to remind you.
Well, no, I gotta find it though. What was the name of it?
Hot honey sweet potato brie bites.
That's right. Hot honey sweet. So everybody just bear with me as I dig this thing out. Let's see how good my, there it is. I gotta go to, I don't know why Facebook would, I really have to talk to somebody tomorrow about this phone because it drops whenever I have something pulled up in a browser and I don't close it, I just move to something else. When I go back to that original page,
Mm-hmm.
it reset. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
All right, so hot honey sweet potato brie bite. I'm going to let you imagine what that looks like, but it's, if you like bacon wrapped dates with cheese in them, like ricotta. You believe this one has never had those because she doesn't like bacon?
I just told you before we started that I did try them.
I know. I was getting to that.
Oh, okay.
But whenever I buy bacon, she's revulsed. And now you have it wrapped in well, you don't like dates. I'm like, you got to put all these things together. Oh, and you know what the other thing is? You put a sliver of almond in the ricotta inside the date, and then wrap it in bacon. It's unbelievable. We should make those, but they take a little while. So here's how you make it. You're going to heat your oven to 425. Lay sweet potato rounds on a sheet. Brush both sides with olive oil and sprinkle with salt. Roast it for 20 to 25 minutes, flipping halfway until you get them tender or browned. While they roast, you're going to stir pecans with a half tablespoon of olive oil, 1 tablespoon honey. You should use hot pepper honey from me, but you can use regular honey. Rosemary and salt. Spread on parchment-lined pan. Toast for 4 to 6 minutes until fragrant. Then tip into a bowl and toss with dates, arugula, orange zest. Ooh, that would be good.
Mm.
And remaining 1 tablespoon of hot honey. Set a slice of brie on each hot potato round and return to the oven for about 3 minutes, just until the cheese softens and starts to ooze. You transfer the platter, spoon the pecan and date mixture on top of each round, and drizzle with a tiny extra thread of hot honey if you like, because let's be honest, you can never have enough hot honey. My latest batches are seriously hot. So if you get the urge to make these, order them quick. heyhoney.biz. Here's the tip. Keep the hot honey light so it adds a warm, sweet heat without overpowering the brie and rosemary, which this latest batch would do. Use it sparingly. For a higher protein plate, serve the small bowl with a excuse me. For a higher protein plate, serve a small bowl of cottage cheese on the side so your guests can add a spoonful next to a couple of bites, which would kind of balance out the heat. This looks delicious. I want to make it right now. I'm hungry. What are you looking at?
I
Are we all good? Are we caught up?
think so, yeah.
Okay, so we are in the midst of, what's Knives Out 3 called?
Wake Up Dead Man, maybe?
We're watching that. That's going to be the next one, so you're not surprised. Get ready for the next episode. Thanks for tuning back in. Hugs and kisses. Talk to you soon. Aren't you going to say goodbye?
Okay, yeah. Goodbye.
Good
Thanks for
Lord,
listening.
the manners.